Alright, Harmony Science Academy Algebra 2 students. We're going to continue with the factoring process. Okay, although there's other tricks, we're going to stick to the same notes. Okay, it's going to make it simpler for you guys and you're going to get faster. Okay, so we do not need to pause to copy these, but I'm going to try and follow them again with these new set of problems. Okay. So we should still follow the same steps as yesterday. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look at these scenarios. Now again, it's still the same game, but notice that here it looks like there's only two terms, ¿verdad? Le falta algo. Oh, same thing with over here. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at these special cases. Okay. The main thing is follow your notes. So step 1, there's a problem, right? Step 2 is write in standard form. Okay. Now there's a 0, so it should be a -0. Okay, but +0 -0 is the same. Okay. All right. Step 3. I'm gonna look for a greatest common factor. Okay. Now this is special, right? The 0 is special for this reason. Okay, that's why we call them special cases, because they involve stuff like this. The 0 can be divided by anything and it'll still be 0, so I can take a divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Okay. Alright. Now another thing is, if these K's, all these different letters confuse you, you can change them out for X. It's up to you guys, okay? Alright, so we've done this. We need, before step 4 is what? A, B, and C. Okay. Let me just double check the step 4. Okay, list, and then we're going to add them, and then insert. Alright, make sure we follow those steps, okay? So I'm going to get 5 times 0 is 0. Okay. Now this is weird because I need two numbers that multiply to give me 0. There's a whole bunch, right? But they have to add up to equal 1. So I'm going to put 0 times 1. 0 times 0 is 0 times 1 is 0, and 0 plus 1 equals 1. Okay? Again, that's why these are special cases. You just have to think a little more. I think you'll actually find them fun once you guys keep practicing, especially after the warm-up. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in. That was step 5. Okay, so I'm gonna go to step 6, enter into factored form. Right, and I can't forget this guy. So now I move on to step 7, and I need to divide by A, right? So I'm gonna. How come A is always 5? Oh, that's kind of weird. Just kidding. But be careful. Whatever A is, that's what you divide by. So step 7 is this. Okay. And finally, step 8 is, we've got our 2. Now here, it does divide perfectly. 0 divided by 5 is 0, so we have just x. Okay. X plus 0 is, okay. Or I can leave it like this if some of you guys are confused. Okay, x plus 0. This one doesn't divide perfectly, so. Alright, and then you guys can continue with step 9. Alright. Let's see here. And just to avoid a silly mistake, again, x plus 0 is just x, so you might actually see it like this. something like this or like that. Okay, don't forget the algebra you guys already know. Okay, then you can check your answers here. Right, you put this one, x equals to 0 and 5x plus 1, so you guys can check that. Okay, alright, so let's move on to this guy over here. Now notice the C was missing, so we just filled it in with a 0, no big deal. Okay, alright, let me take this guy over here just in case. Alrighty. So let's go as far as we need to go. So step 1, write the problem. Step 2, standard form. Okay, 64b squared. Okay, I don't have the guy in the middle, so 0b minus 1. Okay. Step 3, GCF. Okay. Again, you can get clever with this, but there's nothing that goes into 64 and 1, so we're stuck there. Okay, so in this case, some of you guys wondered what happens if there isn't. Some of you guys like taking out a 1. You don't have to. Really, you can just copy this. Okay. Okay. There's no greatest common factor for him, and him together. Okay. All right. Step 4. I guess that's where we need A, B, and C. And just double check so nobody gets confused. Step 4. Okay, it is this part. Okay. The factor pairs. So it's this guy times this guy, so it's negative 64. Okay. Now again, these are special cases, so I'm looking. You have to get clever, right? Because I have to find two numbers that multiply to give me negative 64 and equals 0. So I really don't have to create that long list, because I think most of you guys would realize, okay, 8 times negative 8 is this. 8 plus negative 8 equals 0. Okay, if you have to create the whole list, do so, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. You'll know they're special cases because they look like this or the one we did before. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to go to step 5, which I just completed there. Step 6, factor form, x plus 8. Okay, there's no GCF. If it helps, right? Some of you guys like to see that 1 for some reason. It's all good, okay? We can have taken out a 1. Doesn't change anything. Step 7. Pay attention. This is special. This is still special. Okay? We're going to divide by 64. Okay, we have a big A, which is making this even more special. So, right, step 7 is these guys. This guy, this guy. Okay? And now pay attention to step 8, because we have, this does divide perfectly, but in a weird way, right? We're left with x plus, we simplify this fraction and we get okay. Now it would look like we're done, but remember what we want to have. Okay, we don't want to have these fractions, so this number on the bottom would come over here as a coefficient. Okay, and same thing here. Alright, so again, algebraically it will work out the same if you're going to solve here for step 9. Okay, step 9, you guys would equal 0. Alright, so that's how you'll do, so you can verify you have the correct answer. But If you guys have time, go ahead and set these equal to 0 and solve them, and you'll see that you get the same answer anyways. But this is how we factor these special cases, okay? Appreciate your time. Catch you in class, guys.